Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk some sports. I'm Sim.
I'm Mike.
And Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou are going to fight October the 28th in Saudi Arabia, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even sure what to think about it right now, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure what to think about it.
I don't think anybody knows what to think about this.
You know, it's I don't know. I think it's not an exhibition match. Let's say that. It's a professional fight. It's a professional boxing match.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, listen, Francis Ngannou's been trying to get into boxing for a while, it seems like. And he is this is going to be his first professional match. All right, Tyson Fury's undefeated.
Yeah.
Which, for me, brings a lot of questions right off the top. But let's do the particulars first. It's a professional boxing match. It's not an exhibition. It was thought that it was going to be an exhibition at first. But it's not an exhibition. It's actually a boxing match. It's going to go on their record.
But no titles being exchanged.
No titles being exchanged, which I've seen some people talk about it and say, why not? And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know.
Why?
Because if you're going to fight. And then it's a pay-per-view too.
Like, I mean, I dig that. I get it.
Like, what's the point?
But Ngannou's not a boxer yet. So how do you go from, I understand what he's done in UFC. Cool. How do you go from 0 fights in the world of professional boxing to a title shot? And ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't have a title shot right now.
No.
You know, the title's not on the line, but this guy is saying that he should have a title shot. How do you go from 0 fights to a title shot?
I mean, if you're getting a chance to fight the champion, why not go for a belt at the same time?
I mean, I think he would. The WBO is probably like, no.
Yeah.
You know, and how would guys like Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz, how would they feel about that?
I mean, you know, go do the same thing. Step your game up.
They're boxing. They're professional boxers. They've been fighting. I mean, I know what he's done in UFC.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. Would you expect Tyson Fury to go to the UFC?
Tyson Fury would get destroyed in the UFC.
But would he go to the UFC and get a title shot?
I mean, if he worked it the right way, yeah. I mean, obviously, Francis Ngannou worked it the right way to get this shot to just fight this man.
I don't know, man. I'm glad there's not a title shot. That's me. I'm glad it's not a title shot because I feel like he should have to work his way up like anybody else.
Yeah.
Because,
but
you know, boxing and UFC are two different. They're two different sports.
Very much two different beasts, right?
They're both combat fighting, but
you
know, combat sports. But it's two different sports.
I mean, one you can pretty much use whatever you want to beat the brakes off your other opponent.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know, but it's going down. You know, regardless of how anybody feels, it's going down October 28th in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? You know, I wonder with Ngannou, you know, is he really trying to be a boxer? That's what I wonder.
I think he wants to be he wants to be a boxer.
Wants to be a boxer.
I don't think he has the corner right now to show him how to truly be that. I think he's trying to build that, but most boxers nowadays, they have people who already been around the block several times, kind of in their corner,
they got a team.
Coaching them up.
They got a team.
Yeah, they got a team. Francis, I don't think he has that
kind of a team. I mean, he's got a team that's used to MMA, but does he, you know, I mean, because listen, he's going to be fighting in the PFL,
right?
So I don't know if he's really interested in being a you know, I mean, he's going to fight in both sports.
I mean, this man gave up his championships in the UFC to come box.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think I don't know all the business stuff that was happening with him, but I think there was some business stuff going on with him in the UFC and all of that, which is why he's going to PFL. I mean, I don't know all of the details, but I'm assuming that's part of the reason why he's going to PFL.
I mean, when these guys in the UFC, from what I understand, when they get up to the championship ranks and they win championships and they are on top of the mountain, they're not too happy with ownership and management because they're getting a giant piece of the pie. They're getting the biggest pieces of the pie. And the fighters are getting the same amount of pie that they would get if they weren't on top of the mountain.
Right.
So,
but does he want to be I don't think he does. Because if you want to be a boxer, you really want to be a boxer, you come in with a plan. I'm not talking about, like a plan to, like, how am I going to start my career? That's what I'm thinking, right? But to me, it just sounded like he was, let's have a conversation with Deontay Wilder. Let's have a conversation with Anthony Joshua. Like, whoever wants to step in the ring, let's do it. But that, I don't know. I've watched a lot of boxing. That's not how you do it.
I mean, obviously, like I said, he doesn't have a plan because he doesn't have the resources and the crew to kind of help him build that plan. But I feel like if he goes out there, what is it, October 28th?
October 28th.
And
so you have
not
from
necessarily
now,
win.
You have from now.
That's a short distance.
Until October 28th to figure out some techniques of boxing.
But I feel like if he gets in the ring and shows some sparks and something that he can get out there and he thinks he can hang, I think that'll all change. Maybe his plan starts after this fight.
Maybe.
I don't think he gets the brakes beat off of him in this fight. I mean, it could happen because he's a very aggressive fighter, at least in the UFC. That's not going to change in boxing for him. Yeah, that's an automatic thing for him.
Discipline is so much more important in boxing.
It is.
You
can literally get knocked on your butt quick in boxing.
Yeah, I mean,
you're too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, the discipline is something very different in boxing. That's why they call it the sweet science. And I'm not trying to take anything away from MMA. I'm just saying it's two different sports. You know what I'm saying? And he hasn't, he hasn't been in the ring to master that.
No, he hasn't.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be, I think in another video maybe we can break down the strategy of the fighting and things like that. But it's just so much of, I don't know, man. I mean, it's going to be an event. They're going by boxing rules.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's going to be a boxing match, a professional boxing match. I don't know. I don't know.
So do you think this is a Conor McGregor Mayweather situation? Money grab, trying to get rich quick.
I kind of feel like that.
On both ends? Both sides?
Probably. I mean, Tyson Fury, what is he? 34, 35 years old?
Something like that, yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, he probably knows at some point. I mean, he was retiring before.
Yeah.
Right? He was retiring before. So at this point, it's probably, let's make some money before I get up out of here, or make some more money before I get up out of here. For Ngannou, we were just listening to him, and this might be his biggest payday.
It will be his biggest payday.
He didn't, he didn't say anything. He would not disclose how much money he's getting, but he is going to get some points off of the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's going to be maybe his biggest payday. So yeah, I don't think he has a plan to really be a long-term professional boxer. It's more, I can make some money right now. Let me go make this money.
Yeah.
Which I get it. I get it. Because I do feel like if he had the right trainers in his corner and he had the right team around him, they would say, no, let's not start up here, because you can ruin your career before it gets started by starting up here. Start down here and build our way up.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But because he has a name, and everybody, it's playing off of fans. the fans, the crowd, right? Because there's always going to be, oh, he's the world champion in boxing. He's the best UFC fighter. I want to see him clash. I want to see what happens.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's playing off of that.
But not too many people actually really want to see that. You know.
That might be true. Right.
You know, like there's people that want to see it, but I feel like it's more people who probably don't want to see it. I kind of want to see it, but I'd rather see a championship involved in this. Like, put it on the line. Put it on the line. Make it happen, Captain.
The WBO is not having
They're not going to have it, but still.
They're not having that. I mean, and it's like a slap in the face to everybody. It's like you're an actor, you're Denzel, and you've been acting for however many decades, and then you try out for a role. I mean, Denzel probably doesn't try out for roles or whatever they call it. People come to him and say, we want you. Right. But anyway, right? Method Man comes in and takes your role. You're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, hold up. How does Method Man get to step above me for this major motion picture?
Not even in the same stratosphere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how does that happen?
But at the same time, you can kind of blame Wilder and all those guys because Francis was trying to fight those guys.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to. Apparently, they didn't want to fight him.
Well, I mean, I don't know where all the
we don't know. Yeah, we don't know where it went,
where it went or whatever.
Apparently, something happened where he's not fighting those guys and he's jumping up all the way to the top because the top dog said, "All right, not a problem."
I'll do it. I mean, Tyson Fury is. He'll fight anybody.
Yeah, apparently he'll just fight anybody. He don't care.
He'll fight anybody. You know what I mean? He's wild. I mean, people are gonna ask the questions about, some of these other guys. Obviously, he's proven he could beat Deontay Wilder. People are gonna ask the questions about some of these other guys, but it's not a title defense, and that's what he's gonna say. It's not a title defense. I think this would be something different though if it was an exhibition rather than considered a professional match. But you can say though, all the time champions fight guys who are way down here as they're warming up for the, whatever match, this match or that match. So,
I mean, do you think Fury comes into this match fully prepared?
I think so.
Because there's no tape on Francis.
Not as a boxer.
Not as a boxer.
Not as a boxer.
So
I mean, you can take maybe some small clips of things he's done in the UFC ring.
Right.
Right. You can take some of those small clips and say, all right, well, we see he does this, that, and the third. They know he has power.
Lots of power.
You know what I'm saying? They know he has power. I'll say this. He's got power. But has he ever hit a guy as big as Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury says he's 6'9". People say he's 6'7", whatever. 267 pounds. Ngannou, 6'4". What is it, 250 something?
But he looked like he could bench press like 600.
You know what I mean? I mean,
So
hitting a guy the size of Tyson Fury is, different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, when you like, you ever hit a box, you ever hit a bag?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when you hit that bag, you feel that coming back a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder how in the world these professionals be tearing that bag up. I go hit that joint, I feel like I want to go sit in the corner somewhere.
You feel it coming back a little bit. So, has he ever hit someone that size? What's he going to do when, listen, Tyson Fury, for the size that he is, he's got decent footwork. He's got decent enough hand speed. Obviously, he's got power, head movement. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's not used to that.
No.
He's not used to that. He's not used to the guys with the footwork dancing around you. You know what I'm saying? Cutting off the ring. What's going to happen when Tyson Fury cuts off the ring? So it's definitely a different sport. I think Tyson Fury is going to come ready. Obviously, Ngannou's going to come ready. He's talking a lot of stuff, little bit of stuff to Tyson, talking, telling him, Don't take him lightly.
Gotta hype the fight up. I mean, but if Ngannou catches him with that hook,
I mean, listen, he's got
uppercut.
a puncher's chance.
yeah,
He's got a puncher's chance.
I think he has a
if
chance.
he can land. He's
I
got to
think
land
he has
one.
a chance if Fury slips up.
Right.
If Fury lets his guard down just one time, it might be over.
He's got a puncher's chance. I would say that. You know what I mean? You know, technically, the technical part of the game, you know, it's not going to happen.
No,
There's no way.
There's not going to
no
be
way.
trading punches throughout the match
Yeah,
or the,
you know,
the
the
rounds.
strategy part of the game.
No.
You know, his hope is that he can land.
Yes,
That's what he's going to
with
be
power.
looking to do.
Land with power.
His entire he's got, what's he got? 3 months. He's got 3 months. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're not going to pick up those type of skills in 3 months. So his best chance is to let me figure out how I can land my power blows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at least that's what I think is probably his best, you know, his best strategy. Let me figure out how to land these power blows. You know, there was talk that he might get Mike Tyson or Lennox Lewis to help him train.
Should have, or he should.
You know what I mean?
Get both of them. George Foreman too.
You know, I mean, listen, he's gonna need. I think if I was him, I would try to bring in a Mike Tyson, right? Because even though Mike Tyson's 5'10", right, and he's 6'4", but he's fighting somebody 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", whatever, however height he is, he's taller than him,
Right.
right? So I would bring in a Mike Tyson because Tyson throughout his career has fought people bigger than him, and Mike Tyson was a power fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was looking to land. How do I land? You know what I mean? And he's had to fight guys like Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. He didn't beat either one of them. Buster Douglas didn't beat him either, right? But they were bigger than him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the reason. One of the reasons why these guys were able to take Mike Tyson out, you know, because of their size. You know, but he also has beaten guys who were their size. And now he can talk with Ngannou about, how do I beat these guys? You know, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need. This is what I did. This is what I was taught. You know what I mean?
You can show him how to use his power.
Show him how to use his power. He's going to have to go to the body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what's his name got a lot of body. Tyson Fury has a lot of body.
Definitely got a lot of body.
You know what I'm saying?
You can use a lot of space to land some punches.
So I would use someone like Mike Tyson to train with and someone like Lennox Lewis, who Lennox Lewis isn't going to do it. He's not going to spar with him, but
No.
you know, I'd find someone, he's got to find somebody 6'7", 6'8" to spar with.
Right.
Right. So you have somebody, you know, like Tyson to help you train, someone like, and maybe you still use Lennox Lewis to say, well, when I fought Tyson, this is what I did.
Just don't have them in the same room together.
I think they're cool now.
Yeah,
I think they're cool now.
They
I think
are.
they're cool now. But, you know, Lennox Lewis can say, yeah, when I fought Tyson, this is what I did. This was my strategy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then Tyson can say, okay, and then this is how I would counter that. If I would have known that back then, I would have countered it this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, he might need to bring both of them in.
I would. Bring them all in.
It's going to be interesting. I could tell you that.
Bring Sugar Ray Leonard in too.
Yeah.
All of them.
It's going to be interesting. Are you going to rent the fight?
That's a negative, sir.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll watch the highlights.
I'll watch the
I don't
highlights,
know. I kind of want to see it.
I mean, if I got time,
I
I
wanna see it.
might run past like Applebee's or whoever's showing the fight or
Whoever's
something.
showing the
you know.
fight. I don't know who might be showing them. I don't know if anyone. I mean, it's in Saudi Arabia. I don't.
Yeah.
I guess
mean,
that doesn't matter because it's pay per view. But
what time of the day would that be? Like, what's
Yeah, I
the
don't
time
know.
difference on that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, listen, they've had some big fights. Usyk and Anthony Joshua. I think they fought in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously, you know, it works somehow, some way. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. You know, I don't know if I look at this more of a spectacle or an actual boxing match. That's where I'm at with it.
So Saudi Arabia is 7 hours ahead.
7 hours ahead
of the East Coast.
Okay, so what time does the fight supposed to start there?
Not sure.
Yeah, I guess we'll find that out later
Yeah.
in due time. In due time, they'll be going across, Africa, Saudi Arabia, etc., doing press conferences and stuff like that.
And they're going to have undercards too. So
yeah,
doubt.
I don't know. It's interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know what you think about it. What do you think, and how do you feel about guys leaving the MMA, getting into the world of boxing, and jumping right up to the top?
Speaking of
What
top,
do you think about that?
speaking of the top, if Francis just so happened to win this match, does that jump him to the #1 contender since he beat the champion without winning a belt? But does that jump him to the top or in the discussions of being at the top of the contender list?
I mean, I guess it has to. You would think that it would have to if he beat him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does. From what we understand, there's a rematch clause. So
But
if Tyson
not-
Fury
yeah.
loses,
Yep.
he even though he doesn't lose the title, he can ask for a rematch or he'd get a rematch. If Ngannou loses, what would be the sense of giving a rematch?
No point.
You know what I mean? I don't know if there's a point in
And
giving a
then
rematch.
if it is a rematch, is now a belt on the line?
I would think so.
Because
If Ngannou wins and there's a rematch, I think then maybe there's a belt on the line.
then I might, you know what? I would pay for that fight if
see.
if he wins tonight. I mean, not tonight. October 28th
October 28th, Saudi Arabia.
in Saudi Arabia. If he wins October 29th,
October 28th.
October 28th,
October
Saudi
28th, coach.
Arabia.
Sounded like Tyson
know.
Fury punched you in the
He
head.
may have. And they do a rematch, I would probably pay for that fight.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, all right, this is a championship fight. I kind of had to see this one.
Yeah.
See where it goes.
I mean, well, listen, if he wins, he's got to win. He's not going to win technically. He's not going to win by points.
No.
He's winning by knockout. If he wins, he's winning by knockout.
Yeah, that's the only way he has a chance to win.
In my opinion, that's the way he has a chance to win, by knockout. You know what I mean? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Fury versus Ngannou. It's gonna be interesting.
Put the belt on the line before the fight get here. Come on, make it interesting.
He ain't doing that.
Put all the cards on the table. Put it all in the middle. Put it all
Not doing
in.
It. He ain't doing that. WBO ain't gonna let it happen. It's not doing it. It's not doing it.
Oh,
Anyway,
would've been
folks,
nice.
leave it in the comment section. I want to know what you think about this fight here. You know what I mean? If you're interested in it or not. You know what I mean? What do you think about MMA fighters jumping into the world of boxing, jumping to the top of the class? I guess you want to say. I don't know. I guess he's not jumping to the top of the class, but
Technically, he's not jumping to the top, but at the same time, it gives him an opportunity to jump at the top.
gives him
Jump
an
to the top.
opportunity.
So,
Right. Yeah. Anyway, let us know, ladies and gentlemen.
Let
We're
us
up
know.
out of here. Be peaceful.
peace.